Okay, Lady J. Make sure they can see your pretty face. So tell us who you are. And I know back when you first joined, the program wasn't called Captivate, it was Discover, and changed into Captivate while you were in it. But tell everybody who you are, what stage you were in, and what brought you to the Godfidence Business School.
Hello, everyone. I'm the coach you call when you want results. I help you move from rejection to direction and move from your day job to your dream job. And I do that through live events, coaching, one-on-one, also an online academy that I have called MPA, Maximum Potential Academy. When I invested with Marshawn, I invested in the Discover and Captivate program. And when I started that, it was just simply phenomenal. So many great tools and lessons that I learned.
So what brought you to the program? Were you describing yourself as a person that helps you get your dream job? You sound very articulate, right? And just beautiful speaker. But were you in that position? I know you were already a great speaker, but what were you struggling with before? What actually brought you to the Godfidence Business School? What were you not able to do that you have been able to do post?
I was struggling with telling my story. I dealt with rejection. You see, my dad walked away on Christmas Eve. I was 7. Please, Daddy, please don't go. I promise I'll do better. This is all my fault. Just please don't go. But no matter how much begging or pleading I did, he left. And so I grew up with a bitterness in me, with an unforgiveness in me. I carried a slow forgiveness, and when I came to the Discover and the Captivate program, I was looking to be able to tell that part of my story. You see, I can identify with those of you that have dealt with rejection, that are in this room today, and that you're not able to move forward because you feel stuck. And so I was stuck with dealing with that rejection, and when I overcame that rejection was when I got clarity. You see, a man named Jack Daniels told a story about
Old
a
number
story.
7?
Yeah. And I learned how to tell my story. And not only did I learn how to tell my story, you all, but God came in and did a miraculous work between my father and I. And you know what the main thing is? Hallelujah. The main thing is that the power of forgiveness. If you want to have success in your business, if you want to have success in your entrepreneurial life, you have got to heal some issues of the past. And being in the Discover program helped me do that.
Wonderful. So you were struggling with confidence around telling your story. What about your background is, now you describe yourself as a coach. When I first met you, because you're affectionately known as Lady J.
Yes.
So that sounds like a ministry title.
It is. I'm a pastor's wife.
You're a pastor's wife. So you were also coming from a place where you were in ministry. And what I remember is that you were looking to shift into industry. You wanted to do things outside of traditional ministry and not just as a first lady at that church. You had something bigger that you wanted to take beyond the traditional confines of church.
I knew that there was more to people just coming and getting inspired. They had to go out and do something with it. I didn't want to just come to church every Sunday and wear a big pretty hat and sit on the front row. I wanted to motivate, inspire, and equip people to go out there and do something with it. And as a result of that, I give God all the glory. Just been on TBN last week, getting ready to fly out to Detroit, Michigan for the 2015 Humanitarian Leadership Award from the United Nations, you all. Never in a million years would I have dreamed that had happened. And the award is for treating others the way you want to be treated. Forgiveness. Treating others the way you want to be treated. Wow. We can make money, we can have success in business, but when we treat one another right, that's when real success happens.
That's fantastic. So talk a little bit about your shift and what you learned specifically in the program, because had you ever been a part of a mastermind before?
I was actually in a mastermind before I joined the Discover program, yes.
Okay, so for those who've never been in a mastermind program before, tell them what the experience was like, what are some of the things you learned and worked on, and what shifted for you.
Yeah. Being in a mastermind program, for those of you who are looking for next level success, I basically say this: A players attract A players. And if you want to learn, if you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best, right? I heard somebody say, if you want to be a millionaire, you've got to surround yourself with billionaires. And you've got to be around people that are doing what you want to do and learn from them and never stop growing. So being in a mastermind, being in a community of people that truly will support you, not be your frenemy, pat you on the back and say, oh, girl, I'm so happy for you. Should have been me. Those kind of people are not in this program. The kind of people in this program have this woman's heart to help you succeed.
So what did you learn? What are some of the things you learned, and what have you been able to do and accomplish? And don't hold back. Tell them what you made, what you accomplished, what you launched.
She gave me an opportunity last year to speak for 4 minutes on this stage about my business that I had started. I spoke for those 4 minutes. After I walked off the stage, we had a break. A group of women came up to me afterwards, said, Lady J, what you said connected with me. It resonated with me. How can I sign up to work with you? At the time, and one of the things she taught in the mastermind program was having your packages and your programs ready and set. And so I had my website done. I had my payment gateway done. There was a way for people to pay me online, so I had that all done. Within the next 2 weeks, I received 2 $5,000 checks. $10,000 made in 4 minutes.
Yeah. And I remember, so one of the things that we do in the Captivate program is that we do group coaching monthly, actually bi-weekly. Now it's twice a month. Bi-weekly calls where you have access to a coach where you're talking to them. And you were on your way to do your first event. And you were asking a question about how to, I don't even remember what the question was. I just remember we gave you advice, and the next week you said you sold something really great.
Yeah. I was asking her, I was having my first event called a VIP day. And here's the thing, a lot of people want to go out there and get great success overnight. That's not how it works. I built my audience for 5 years behind the scenes before I ever offered them something. And so I had asked her about the VIP day, and I was asking about hotel negotiations.
Hotel negotiation.
And
that wasn't even your question, was how to make money. You had asked about how to negotiate your hotel contract.
Yes.
I answered that question, and I said, let's talk about how you make money from the people who are coming in the room.
Absolutely. And one of the things she said was every event ought to always be about the next event. And so at that first VIP day, it qualified as a sold-out event, had over 52 ladies at that event. Then I
Wait a minute. How many?
52.
First event?
First event.
You sold out your first event, 52 individuals.
Yes.
Okay.
And so from that, of course, I launched a deep dive VIP day where I take people into a more intensive coaching session where I deal with small groups, laser focusing, helping them go from day job to dream job, helping them use their rejection for direction. And that was a much higher price point. And from that event.
Do you remember what you charged for that?
That was a $997 event.
What was the price of the first event? Was that the $47?
That was the $47.
So there's a whole price acceleration strategy, right? It's called an up invitation.
And one of the things I did, and some of you might want to use this strategy, but I had a flyer for the VIP day, and I said it's a $247 value, but you can cross out the 2.
Business and marketing.
Yeah.
So some of the things she hasn't mentioned is that just last year she made $50,000 in live events. What are you now charging for your coaching programs? Because you started out in Captivate, you kind of accelerated real quickly through that type of path, and you went into coaching and events right away. So what are you now charging for coaching?
Well, I started doing coaching at $3,500 for 6 months. I no longer do 6 months. I only coach in 3-month increments, and I charge $7,500.
Yes.
And have clients around the country paying that fee. And most of my clientele are medical doctors, attorneys, lawyers, that sort of thing.
So I just want to share, as you hear some of these things, just remember what you celebrate in others, you're now making room for in you. Just saying. You launched a book.
Yes, yes.
How'd it go?
The book went great. I had a chance to tell my story about using your rejection for direction. The story is called When Daddy Walked Away, but the name of the book is called You Have What It Takes.
And it was profitable.
And it was profitable. Published by a division of Thomas Nelson and Zondervan. We did $7,000 in book sales on the first night.
Woo! You're on track to generate 6 figures this year. I love this. Now I have greater context. When you said your relationship with your dad is restored, you did 9 events last year.
Yes.
And you paid off what?
$53,947. I think that's the number. $53,947 of debt paid off.
So I am so proud of you because can I go a little deeper?
Absolutely.
There was a moment where we had offered brand class after you had joined the mastermind program. And brand class was a course that we offered. It was about $500. And she had made the investment into Discover at the time and wasn't sure if she should stay with that or be downgraded to the brand class program. We have a policy that it's a year-long, non-cancelable commitment. And what do you think would have happened had we allowed you to downgrade to brand class as opposed to holding you to your commitment?
Yeah.
I've never asked you about that before. Sorry to do it in front of the world.
No, it's okay. I was so committed to the investment that I made that making a downgrade was not even on my radar. It was about staying in the race, finishing what I started, finishing strong. So I'm so glad I didn't stop.
Good. My last question for you, since this is the Godfidence Institute and the Godfidence Business School, well, 2-part. One, have you made a return on your investment? And what does Godfidence mean to you? What would you tell others who are sitting where you sat before thinking, I'll never be up there, or I'm not like her, or she's tall and wears these fabulous shoes, whatever they may be thinking, what would you tell them?
I've been where you are. I know the struggle that's going on in your mind, even right now. You want to take the next step, but you're not sure if you have what it takes. You were built for this. You have everything. God has already equipped you with everything you need. Use your rejection for direction. You don't have to stay stuck in your past. You can use it to glorify God and live your purpose.
Fantastic.
Love you all.
And did you make a return on your investment?
Absolutely. I would say this.
Yes.
The return on my investment, more so than money, was my relationships.
I love
That's
that.
my return.
I love that. I love that. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Let's hear it for Lady J.